Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare
Hare.
Bol. So today, the Bhagavad Gita, the chapter 4, Transcendental Knowledge, and the text is 23. Gata Sangasya Muktasya
Sangasya Muktasya
Jnana Avastita Chetasya
Jnana Vastita Cetasa
Jagga Acharata Karma
Yajñācāryaita karma
Samagram Praviliyate
Samagram Praviliyate
Gata Sangasya Muktasya
Gata Sangasya Muktasya
Jnana Avastita Chetasya
Jnana Vastita Cetasa
Jagga Acharata Karma
Yajñācārata karma
Samagram Praviliyate
Samagram Praviliyate
Gata Sangasya Muktasya
Gata Sangasya Muktasya
Jnana Avastita Chetasya
Jnana Vastita Cetasa
Jagga Acharata Karma
Yajñācārata karma
Samagram Praviliyate.
Samagram Praviliyate.
Synonyms: Gata Sangasya,
Asya.
of one unattached to the modes of material nature.
Of one unattached to the modes of material nature.
Muktasya, of the liberated.
Of the liberated.
Jnana Avastita,
Avastita.
situated in transcendence.
Situated in transcendence.
Chetasya,
Cetasa.
whose wisdom.
Whose wisdom.
Jagnaya,
Yajñāya.
for the sake of Jagna Krishna.
For the sake of Yajna Krishna.
Acharata,
Acharata.
acting. Karma, work. Samagram, in total. Praviliyate, merges entirely. Translation and purport written by Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation: the work of a man who is yes,
the
yes,
work of a man
who is unattached
to
the modes of material nature, and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge, merges entirely into transcendence. Very nice, right? Yes, very nice it is. Purport: becoming fully Krishna conscious, one is freed from all dualities and thus is free from the contaminations of the material modes. He can become liberated because he knows his constitutional position in relationship with Krishna. And thus, his mind cannot be drawn from Krishna consciousness. Consequently, whatever he does for Krishna, who is the primeval Vishnu. Therefore, all his works are technically sacrifices because sacrifice aims at satisfying the Supreme Person, Vishnu, Krishna. The resultant reactions to all such work certainly merge into transcendence and one doesn't suffer material effects. Om Gyanam Timiranjasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sarangarupa Kadamayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutopada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Sri Rupanga Shagrajatam Shahagana Raghunatanitam Tang Shajipam Shadavitang Shabadutang Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lolita Sri Vishakanitam Hey Krishna Karunan Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchanam Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Shobhanu Shute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpataru Vishya Kripa Sindhu Vaja Patitanang Pavunebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sivasari Gaurabhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is that Gata Sangasya Muktasya Jnana Avastita Chaitasa Jagga Acharata Karma Samagram Praviliyate. Here a few words is very, very important word for transcendental, acquiring transcendental knowledge. Actually, that is here Sangasya Muktasya Jnana Avastita then Jagga Acharata Karma. So these are the word is very, very weight word. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into transcendence. Here one word was written unattached up to the modes of material nature. And the other word, it is situated in transcendental knowledge and merges entirely into transcendence. So there are three words are very important in here. So previously, all of you discussed about the karma, bikarma, and akarma. So karma, bikarma, and or karma. After that, fourth chapter when came, it is action in inaction, inaction in action. These are also, it is in fourth chapter, 18 text. It was also discussed very nicely. Here, in this text, it is Krishna mentioned that is actually a Krishna conscious person. A Krishna conscious person means that he is a pure devotee, right? That a pure soul. That pure soul free from dualities, from the soul covered by mind, intelligence, and false ego, then liberation, then attached with the material nature, and are satisfying the Lord Krishna. So there are something, it was mentioned in here, it will be discussed again here one by one. So dualities, it was also mentioned in this chapter, that is a few verses before, that is dualities. So there are a lot dualities is there. Suppose, as for example, distress and happiness. So distress and happiness, from distress and happiness should be relieved. Now the question maybe arises, how come happiness can maybe avoided? That happiness, that is, there are two things, material happiness and spiritual happiness. I was listening today the Premabhakti Chandrika. There is a one Maharaj lecture was listening. And in the part, it was mentioned that happiness, that is transcendental happiness. One day, Mahaprabhu and his one devotee, they are, his name is Balabhadra. So they went to South India, on the way to South India. So they are lie down in a cottage. In the cottage, Mahaprabhu was sleeping, and Balabhadra, he is serving to Mahaprabhu, and there is no space, actually, not much space. So when Mahaprabhu was sleeping, his hand touched the Balabhadra Prabhu's body. Then immediately Balabhadra Prabhu became an ecstatic. And he was dancing and dancing. He cannot sleep. He was so ecstatic, so powerful. Then he was dancing and dancing, dancing and dancing. Then Mahaprabhu, he was uttering, singing a lot of things. Then Mahaprabhu get up, and Mahaprabhu put his hand on his mouth. Please, God, don't shout, don't shout. That is the happiness. That is the aesthetic happiness. But material happiness, there are a lot of material happiness. If I have a big house, then I will be very happy. If I have a Mercedes Benz or some other car, I will be very happy. If I have so many things, that happiness. That is not the happiness at all. So that is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it was mentioned that one drop of Mahaprabhu's or Nityananda Prabhu's mercy entered into somebody's heart. He is very ecstatic. His life is successful. That is the happiness. And distress, that is, there are a lot of distress. In spiritual things, I am discussing a spiritual side. That distress, I am praying, praying, praying. Why Krishna is not revealed on me? Why Mahaprabhu not revealed on me? Why Srila Prabhupada not revealed on me? That kind of distress, that is actually good. That kind of distress is good. That means we will be more concentrated in our sadhana, in our prayer. We will be more concentrated. So then, if we more concentrated, then one day Lord Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will come and they will give us the darshan. So that kind of distress, that is the, and material distress, always we are in a material distress. So that is the distress. So that's the kind of dualities. That is the not the material types of dualities we should be avoided. Should avoid. So the pure soul, they are not concerned about the material distress or material happiness. And the soul covered, we know that the soul covered with the mode of nature. In Bhagavatam, we are studying Bhagavatam actually in third canto, chapter 5. It is finished chapter 5 just again, chapter 6 is started. There, and second chapter also, that is the how the universe is created. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself explained to Sanatana Goswami also. That is how the universe is. That is Sanatana Goswami wants to know from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mouth. That is how the universes are created. So everybody knows that how the universes are created. It is the will of Lord Krishna. And when Lord Krishna will, that is, there are bubbles comes from Mahavishnu. And when it comes, it was dark. All the universes are dark. When Lord entered into that universes, he saw that, oh, it is everything is dark. Then he needs to put the light. So how it would be put the light? Then he created the jivas. Then he created the sun, moon, and all the jivas he has started to create. Then before that, that is the Mahat Tattva is came out. That Mahat Tattva, it is 24 elements. From the Mahat Tattva, it comes the mode of goodness, mode of passion, and mode of ignorance. So from that, that is the mode of nature, material nature. It is that covered the soul. That is, it is covered the soul, and our body consisted of 24 elements. So that is covered by the soul. For that reason, we cannot see Lord Krishna, because our soul is a Satchitananda. Krishna is also Satchitananda. How come we cannot see? Due to the material coverings. For that reason, we cannot see it, that the soul. Then, okay, after a strong sadhana, then that mind, intelligence, false ego will also chant along with the soul. So then what happened? The soul became, the environment became a transcendental. So that transcendental, if the transcendental happened, then what happened? It will be, there is a question will arise, that liberation. Right? So that then question is arises liberation. That then the question arises again. Second question arises, that is, what is the position of mind? That is my soul, what is the position of mind? Then that is what I need to do. That my position, it is in the Shastra already mentioned that that is the Jivero Shorup Hoy Nitya Krishna Das. So I am the servant of Krishna. Then what my duty? My duty is to serve Krishna. That's the devotional service. I have to do that. So after doing that service and service we are doing, then we will go back to Golokdam. That is the liberation of that one. And attachment. Here, the main word, the work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature. Unattached, that is not attached. Right? So that attachment, where is the attachment? That attachment is attached with Lord Krishna. That is the attachment. So then what happened if we serve very nicely to Krishna, attached to him, then what happened? Satisfy Lord Krishna. That is the result. That is the result. We will be satisfied with Lord Krishna. That is our goal of life. So, but we know that there are 6 kind of illusions. We know that. Everyone knows that. What are the 6 kind of illusions? Lust, anger, greed, false ego, pride, envy. These are our enemy. So this enemy, we have to control this enemy. Can you fight with them? No. We can fight with them indirectly. They are coming to kill me. Then I will, at that time, I will chant continuously, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What happened? Then they will hesitate. Then at that time, Maravi Rakavi Jo Toha Icha Tohara. So that means that is the Lord Krishna will save his devotee. That is. So we like this, we have to be control our control the 6 illusions. Okay. Now the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his purport, actually, Sharata Varshani Tika, he was mentioned, and Srila Prabhupada very nicely explained these things. That is again that Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. That is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255. That is the Sambandha Gyan. That is how to attach with the Krishna, how to serve him, and what is the goal of life. That 3 questions: Sambandha, Prayojan, and Ovideya. The Sambandha Gyan means that just to, we know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have to serve him. I am my position is the servant position. I have to serve him. Then Prayojan. Yes, then we connected with the Madan Mohan, right? Then the comes is Prayojan. Prayojan means that what I need to satisfy, how I satisfy the Madan Mohan by the devotional service. That is Radha Govindaji, right? When I satisfy with the devotional service, then what is come? Oh, that is the goal of life, right? Then the Sambandha, Prayojan, and Ovideya, then Prayojan. That is our prayojan. What is we require? Our devotee wants to go to Golokdam. That is the goal of life of devotee. So here Srila Prabhupada, that is Srila Prabhupada is mentioned in here that Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. Then Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Papan Chikatta Buddha Hori Sambandhi Bostuna. That is with the connection with the make a relationship Sambandhi Bostuna with the Lord Krishna. Then we know that in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Bhaktaram Jagatopasam Sarvalokama Maheshwaram. Then only Bhakta, that is Krishna is a Bhaktaram. So that is Bhakta will know Krishna, and Bhakta know how to serve Krishna, how to satisfy Krishna. Bhakta will know that. Then Srila Prabhupada add one thing that before we eat, when we cook, then we serve to Lord. That is called the bhoga. When we serve to bhoga to Lord, then after 10-15 minutes, then we take it out and we take, that is the prasadam. So in that case, that is prasade sarva dukkhanam hani rutsho upajayate. That is also Bhagavad Gita 2.65. So that if we take the prasadam from Lord, that is the prasadam means mercy. Prasadam means kripa. That kripa we achieve it, and that will be helpful to go to Golokdam for us. That is the Krishna's mercy. In Bhagavatam 12.3.5, it was also mentioned that Kirtanat eva Krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. So in the Shastra mentioned that Krishna bhaja, Krishna chinta, Krishna karma karasar, Krishna bine bhavar nave goti nariyar. Krishna, without any Krishna, nothing else. Yesterday, Radharaman Prabhu mentioned that generally Krishna doesn't give prema bhakti. It is very, very rare. Why? He mentioned that. He mentioned that. What he mentioned that everything Krishna justify this person is the right person, or he is a right servant. Krishna justify that. For that reason, Krishna doesn't give any, very rare to the people that take a prema bhakti. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he called everybody. He went to door and he distributed that prema bhakti. That prema bhakti, what is the prema bhakti? Hare Krishna Mahamantra plus prem. That is called prema bhakti. Hare Krishna Mahamantra attached with the prem, that is called the prema bhakti. So how it can be achieved? That is in our acharyas mentioned that if we chant nicely, deeply, then the prema bhakti automatically will come up by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the main thing. So we are the conditioned soul, entangled in material contamination. That again, we have to, through the Krishna, how to get out from that material contamination through the Krishna consciousness. That is that process everybody knows that. Srila Prabhupada given very nice example of one. That is, suppose one devotee, he likes milk product. So he used to eat all kinds of milk product. Then milk, rasgulla, then gulab jamun, all kinds of sandesh, all kinds of nice sweets he used to eat. So what happened one time? His stomach hurt. That is the upset of his stomach. Then what is the medicine then? That medicine then another devotee told him that, given that medicine, hey, you like milk product, so you can eat with them, you can eat milk product more than you can, that upset will go away. What kind of milk product you got? South Indian people, they eat all the time yogurt is a common thing. So that is that. Then if people take the yogurt, it calm down the stomach. So very nice example Srila Prabhupada given actually. So to satisfy Krishna, that is that Jaggai Sankirtana Prayai Jajantihi Shumedasha. That is that the more activities of the material world are performed in Krishna consciousness, the more atmosphere becomes spiritualized by complete absorption. That, of course, whatever it was all the acharyas, all Guru Maharajas, everybody says that aparada shunya hoye laho Krishna nam, Krishna Pita, Krishna Mata, Krishna Bhagavan. Aparada shunya hoye. And that is Narottam Das Thakur also mentioned that. That is Narottam Das Thakur. So that is what is aparada shunya hoye means that to absorb in the during the chanting time. Then our chanting, then Krishna will listen that chanting. So there is another example Srila Prabhupada given about the effulgence of the Lord. So the effulgence, what is effulgence? Effulgence is nothing but it is a rays. Then sun rays. Sun emit the rays. So the effulgence are the rays. So what is this? That effulgence, Mayavadis, they are think they mention that rays means Brahma Jyoti. So everything in the material world are situated in the Brahma Jyoti. So when Brahma Jyoti covered by illusion, then it is a material. What is material? When Brahma Jyoti is covered by the illusion, sense gratification, maya, then it is called the material. So Krishna consciousness is the process of converting that illusory consciousness into Brahman or Lord Krishna consciousness. That is converting, this word is most important. That's a process of converting the illusory consciousness. And one example Srila Prabhupada given, also when mind is completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness, it is called the Samadhi stage. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in the Jagannath Puri, when he first took the darshan of Lord Jagannath, he fell down. He was unconscious at that time. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took him to his house and served him. That when he was long time, actually he did not woke up. When Nityananda Prabhu and all other associates, they came later. When they saw it, they heard and they went to Shabam Bhattacharya's house. And when they saw it, then Vasudev Datta, he was a startaka for chanting Hare Krishna. Then Mahaprabhu woke up and regained his consciousness. So that is the that consciousness is most important. So that kind of consciousness, transcendental consciousness, is called the, what is called the jhana. That is the jhana. So what is jhana? That Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explained very nicely that what is the jhana. Jhana means that what kind of jhana. Suppose Singheshwar Prabhuji, he every Saturday he was doing the jhana. I observed that. And 2 times there was a, last time maybe flag, there is a flag was in there. And the other time it was like a Lord Vishnu was dancing on the flame. So how it is possible? How it is possible? We know that Jagga means Vishnu Jagga, Vishnu himself. How it is possible? Yes, it is possible. And it was possible because of Singheshwar Prabhu's all the concentration, what he is doing, it is in the jhana. When he was giving the ahuti, at that time he is also, all the times he was in the meditating, concentrated on the jhana. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur here explained that how he is giving the ghee through the wooden spoon, right? That wooden spoon used to offer the ghee into fire, that is Brahman. And the substances used to go for ovulation is also a Brahman. And the fire in which the ovulation is placed is Brahman. That is proved. Singheshwar Prabhu proved it, right? Then the performer of the jhana is also a Brahman. At that time, he was not a Singheshwar Prabhu, he was the Brahman. Yeah, the person who see it is also a Brahman. Why? Why? The answer is that because of his concentrated, his attention on the action, which is composed only of Brahman, Brahma Karma Samadhina. That means his concentration, his devotion, his performance, everything is a Brahman. It was happened. So in the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the note, he was noting that the sacrifice performed in Karma Yoga is considered a Brahman because it is goal like that of all acts of true Karma Yoga is attainment of knowledge of Atma. That is the sacrifice of that. So this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur actually very nicely. I like it. Sharata Varshani Tika commentary. That Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur written very nicely. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned very nice points also. Though it is not in here in the purport. So the conclusion is that unattached to the modes of material nature, unattached mode of material nature, and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge, merges entirely into transcendence. So the main thing is that in Kali Yuga, that is among Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga, there are 4 yugas. Among 4 yugas, Kali Yuga is supreme yuga, because people doesn't have Kale doshe nidhi rajan asti hi mahan guna kittanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. So that is one important things in Kali Yuga. Mahaprabhu appeared one thing, and he was given that Krishna Prem. Krishna did not give that Krishna Prem. Mahaprabhu appeared as a Radha and Krishna, and he distributed the Krishna Prem. That Krishna Prem, it is that the Mahan Gun. That means it can be get after that dissolution again, when the creation will be happen in 28th Yuga of Kali Yuga, 28th Kali Yuga, it will be Mahaprabhu when will appear, then he will provide that things. So it is very, very Durlabha Prem. Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is a very, very Durlabha Prem. So that is, we need to be, actually all the devotees in ICNJ, I saw they are Panditas and they are very, very elevated, and I don't need to tell anything. And my obeisances on their lotus feet. Please forgive me if I did anything wrong, and please bless me. As such, I can serve Lord lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Lord Krishna nicely. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai. Thank you so much, Dattatreya Prabhu, for a wonderful class describing the importance of engaging, performing loving devotional service to attain the Supreme Lord. We touched up everything that what we need to do. That's exactly the point. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Please again, give me the mercy, Prabhuji. Your one drop of mercy, it will help me.
It's all Lord's arrangement. It's all Krishna's mercy.
Please give me the mercy.
Krishna's mercy. We pray to him that please shower the mercy upon us so that we can purify ourselves, understand this, and most importantly, can engage. Unless his mercy is not there, we can not engage in the Lord's service.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Anybody has any questions, any reflections, anything would like to add? Please go ahead, please. Any questions? Bhagavad Prabhu, would like to add something? Okay. More than Bhakta Prabhu, anything would like to add?
Prabhuji, I think, as you said, this wonderful class, Prabhu has given so many references. I don't think I would do that. No, he took from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandha Yukta Vairagyam Uchyate. Such a beautiful, beautiful, how everything for the service of Krishna. That's one of my favorite shlokas. So nicely explained, Prabhuji. Have no words to express. And you, because your background Bengali, we cannot beat you anytime. You have that mercy by Prabhupada.
Yes.
Inherently, you have that mercy.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is always.
Exactly. So we cannot beat you anytime. That's a mercy of so nicely explained. But you took. I don't have you collected so much information and presented. That's all glories to you, Prabhu. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Such a wonderful class.
No, Prabhuji. I like your class very much. Last time you did it so nicely
Oh,
and
Prabhu.
explained so nicely, Prabhuji. I enjoyed. Really, I enjoyed your class.
Nothing compared to yours. You gave you took us to Prema Bhakti level. I'm not even.
No, Prabhu. No,
So
no.
beautiful.
Murdanda Prabhu, you were saying something? Murdanda Prabhu, you were trying to speak something. We got some noise.
No, Prabhuji. I'm listening.
Just wanted to check anything you would like to add.
Oh, Prabhuji. It was really nice. Thank you so much, Dattatreya Prabhu.
Oh, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, your tone gone down. Or you're chanting or you are absorbing to serve Lord Krishna and devotees maybe, Prabhuji.
I wish.
Yeah. Prabhuji is
like that.
deep samadhi, deep meditation,
Meditation.
absorption.
I wish it was like that.
Yeah. The devotees, anybody else has to add anything? Subal Prabhu, Puneet Prabhu, Niranjan Prabhu, Satyabha Mataji, Sudhagar Prabhu, Nitaya Mataji, Anu Mataji, Jayaprakash Prabhuji, of course. Would you would like to add any questions? Anybody have any reflections?
Thank you, Prabhuji, Dattatreya Prabhu. Thank you. Very
Hare Krishna,
inspirational
Puneet
class.
Prabhu.
Hari Bol, Jai.
After a long time, I
Hari,
heard
Hari.
your tone.
Jai. No, thank you. You know, it really shows the effort you put in getting us references from various texts. Thank you.
Yep.
Hare Krishna. All glories.
Very nice. Wonderful. Anybody else? Balbo, you were trying to say something?
No, Prabhu. I just wanted to say, like, it was a very wonderful, nice, very, very nice class by the Treya Prabhu. It was nice, so nice to hear him. You know, so I mean, it's very nicely explained. Thank you, Dattatreya Prabhu.
Thank you, Shubal Prabhu. After a long time, I heard your tone, Prabhu. Please bless me.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I miss you, Prabhu.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Prabhuji.
Dattatreya Prabhu is
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Dattatreya Prabhu, you have to come to New Jersey.
Yeah.
So
Hare
then you will
Krishna.
hear our tone more frequently.
Prabhuji, if you bring me, if you help me to go there, I can go there. Prabhuji, now you are a realtor. Now you are a realtor, Prabhuji.
There we go.
He will give you place in Goloka Vrindavan, realtor, Prabhu.
Right.
Hari
He's
Bol.
this person is a realtor for the spiritual world, not for the material.
We are the original persons for the Mangal Arati. Shinashwar Prabhu, Jayaprakash Bhai, Govardhan Prabhuji, original person
All
actually.
glories to Dattatreya Prabhu, you and Madhupati Prabhu, who are arranging the Mangalarati in the beginning. So that's why I get trained. Otherwise, I would not have a taste of the
Prabhuji,
Mangalarati.
he is a Shiksha Guru. Dattatreya is a Shiksha Guru for all of us.
Yes, I agree with you.
Beginning.
Oh, Prabhuji.
I still remember many times I came to your home and wake you up. So
Morning, Saturday morning, Mangalarati.
Saturday morning, it's snowing outside, and you probably figure that I will not come, but I knock on your door and call you a few times. You welcome us with a smile. So that was keep coming. You know, I said, all right, I'll get the nice Bengali sweet. So,
Yeah.
thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice.
Oh, nice, wonderful. Yeah, try to come back New Jersey, Broji. If you can.
Yeah.
Both Broji
Please
and Mataji.
bless me as soon as possible
Yeah.
that I can come back.
Try to come back. Yeah.
Yeah. I miss all of your association, Prabhuji. Really.
Nice. We need you.
Oh, do you know one thing I can share? one thing. When I met before my initiation, just the day before, 2 days before actually, it was I met with my Guru Maharaj in New York. So I was asking Guru Maharaj, what can I do? How can I serve you? Then Guru Maharaj told me that shave your head. Before taking the initiation, you shave your head. Then I became astonished. I was asking, how can I do that? In front of Guru Maharaj, I was telling that, how can I do that? Guru Maharaj. So Guru Maharaj looked at to me, then like I did not tell anything. So I come back at home. Then I was thinking, how can I do that? How can I do that? There is the only one person without any hesitation bought his shavers and came at my home and told me, sit down in your bathroom and I will shave you. Would you know who is he? Amritananda Prabhu.
Radhananda Prabhu.
He bought his shaver and I do not know. And he so nicely shaved my head. And then next day, Guru Maharaj came into our program, the Sunday program maybe. It was like in the, it was first time, what is the ambulance, that area, that house? So then Guru Maharaj saw me and Guru Maharaj became very happy that, oh, you shaved. That is the mercy of Amritananda Prabhu.
Madhupati won't think it this way. I'll tell you one, since you're talking about my barber skills. When Madhupati Prabhu, Veer Govind Prabhu, and 4-5 other devotees were going on a yatra to India, and they came to my house, and from there I was dropping them to the airport, Veer Govind Prabhu and others, and auntie was also there, Madhupati Prabhu's mother, his father. So we were all sitting in the living room, and Madhupati Prabhu told me, "Arey, my hair is very long. I'll be meeting my Guru Maharaj. I should cut it." So I said, "Yeah, no problem." He's saying, "But don't shave me fully, but make it short. My hair should be short." I said, "Yeah, no problem. Come with me." So I took him into the bathroom, and with the razor I started. Now I know how to do bald, but I don't know how to give a haircut. So I removed little from here, there, and all. And then when Madhupati Prabhu came out, auntie got so angry and she chastised him and me. She told him, "You're a fool for going to a fool who doesn't know how to cut hair." And then Madhupati Prabhu had to go fully bald because it looked like as though rats have eaten his hair from here and there. And he asked me, "You know now how to do properly?" I said, "Yeah, don't worry." So he said, "Okay, never mind, Haribo." She got so angry. Auntie, she said, "Fool, for going to a fool."
Probably you might have ran from there.
He's saying, "I have to go bald now. Make me bald." I said, "Okay, I'll be bald. I can't go in public like this with little hair here, little hair there." So anyway, if anyone needs to shave their hair fully, I can do it.
Please tell me.
and Prabhuji, that picture I have, also my wife took the picture. You are shaving my head. That picture I have again. In other day ago, she was showing me.
Please send it. And actually, on my initiation day, Savita shaved my hair because there was a.
And that's what is I wanted to ask you now. When I meet you first, you are completely bald and shaved so nicely.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I was on my initiation day, the Rasanath Prabhu said that Pujari from tobacco, I got initiated in tobacco. He says, it will be a very nice gesture. I said, "Yeah, shave it." But he didn't have the razor, that clipper, that electric buzzer. So with the shaving blade, the razor blade which you use for your face, and it wasn't coming out properly. Then finally Savita came, and then with that shaving foam, because your hair is long, and then it took her quite some time, but finally she shaved it fully. And then Prabhu, he was saying usually Matajis don't allow the Prabhus to shave their hair because hair is like a, how do you say? Hair is like a crown, that way. Izzat. And typically in the Indian culture, you shave your hair, if somebody, your father passes away or something like that.
Yeah.
So he was saying, are you sure your wife cut your hair? I said, yeah, my wife is the one who shaved me fully bald. But yes, I'll never forget Madhupati Prabhu's haircut. And Auntie got so angry. What is this? All rats have eaten your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for the good memory.
Yeah.
I remember your haircut.
No, he told me this situation.
Okay, wonderful. Anybody else has anything to add? Anybody has any questions? I mean, especially, please, you can ask. You can. There's still some more time. Otherwise, I would humbly request everybody stay, and we are having a Sankirtan meeting now, and we are also waiting for other devotees to join, so that so this we just come and discuss the plan for the Sankirtan and how we can expand more and how we can engage more devotees. So thank you so much. So thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. So let us say Hari Bol, all the dear devotees. Also thank you, Dattatreya Prabhu, for a
Yes.
class. Thank you so much. I know that it's maybe a little early for you. When you say you have 7 o'clock, you have 6 o'clock. You still have a long way to go for.
No, it's okay. It's okay, Prabhuji.
So thank you so much.
Thank you for giving me the opportunities, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Thank you for
you.
stepping in. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And also let's thank every devotees for joining. And this is, of course, this is a devotee sangha. This is the devotee association. Association is very important, very, very important. And Sachimada always says that. I remember Sachimada always says, and Mataji doesn't, in the morning or even, it's very difficult for to pass a day without a devotee association. So it's is it right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. I remember this is stuck with my head when Madhupati Prabhu was talking the other day in his lecture, and he said the battery has to be charged in the morning. Yeah. And for me, that battery is the association. It's like, it's such a blessing. And I just feel like Krishna has been so merciful by giving me this association day and night. Like for all the years that I have waited for Bhakti Vriksha, like to all those who don't get this opportunity, I can say from personal experience that whenever it's the right time, Krishna will give it to you. Means I waited. I just like, I think that taras, like you are like tarasna in Hindi, like I used to like, everybody's going to Bhakti Vriksha, I don't get that. Because, again, it used to happen late and my kids were growing up. I could never make it. But see, when the right time came, Krishna just gave it, and he gave. I feel like I'm more blessed than all the others, who go once a week. So, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. I have to thank you for this. Thank you so much, Haribol.
Okay. Bancha kalpatarubhishta kripa sindhuvaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah.
Vaishnav Vrinda ki,
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Gaurav
Thank you,
Premanand.
Dattatreya. Hari Hari Bol.
So devotees, please stay. So we'll continue our meeting on the same channel. So thank you so much.
Sankirtan book distribution, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yeah.
In RBC, in our temple in here, Kansas City, we have 4 bins for book distribution. Due to the corona, everybody in the temple now, they are not going out. And second thing is that they are waiting for September. That is the when universities will be open. At that time, they will go all over the America. One van going to California, one van going to East Coast, one van going to North, South, like that.
So they are full-time devotees?
Now they are the actually Sankirtan Prabhuji, Sankirtan distributor.
Take turns, okay.
Yeah. So now they are serving temple very nicely. That is. So they cannot go outside actually due to the corona. So they could not go to outside.
Could not go outside, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Thank you so much for wonderful. Okay, so we have let me try to find out this Gauri Mataji. Okay, I think they are a bit busy, seems like. Okay, so thank you, dear devotees. So we have Neet Prabhuji, Nida Mataji, Sachi Mataji, Satyabhama Mataji, Amardananda Prabhu, myself, Dattatreya Prabhu. Okay, so let's begin. It's already 8:14, so it will be not that long. It will be short. We'll have some updates. So thank you. Let's begin with our prayers. Everybody can together. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswata Devi Guruvani Pacharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vashatya Deshatarane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Vish Prabhu is just joined. Nice. Yes, thank you, dear devotees. So let's welcome all of you saying Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you. Yeah. So thank you, dear devotees, for joining today. So we try to keep this at least every week so that we can discuss a few things about the distribution, Sankirtan, so that we're trying to serve Srila Prabhupada, so as we mentioned in last week or last week also. This pleases most this little service that we do, any books which goes out, which pleases Srila Prabhupada, it pleases most. We should be always keep that in our mind. And many times Srila Prabhupada mentioned that with his disciples, how much Srila Prabhupada becomes so happy that when Srila Prabhupada hear the news about the book distribution, Srila Prabhupada knows, and Srila Prabhupada is seeing, and of course, giving us the mercy to carry this forward. I'm sure that thank you all the devotees for doing a wonderful, wonderful service, especially Puneet Prabhuji, Nida Mataji, Mardanda Prabhu, Nivesh Prabhu, and Gauri Mataji, and Sachi Mataji, Satyabhama Mataji. Everybody is so nicely engaged. Even if you take on the Ramanavami, Nida Mataji came on almost 4 o'clock or something. No, is it 4 o'clock, Mataji, or after 5 or something?
No, yeah, 5 or something. Prabhuji.
Yeah. So till the end, Mataji was distributing the books so nicely. Puneet Prabhu came and helped, setting up and arranging everything, and so nicely helped in such a way that to lead everything nicely, And Divyesh Prabhu brought so many nice tags for the books, and that helps, And everybody was doing last weekend the price tags and so many things, and one way or other, and Sailakshmi Mataji was ordering this stands for the frames. That's arrived. The Mataji is not joined that. That's arrived, and so let us thank, first of all, let's say Haribol to all the dear devotees for such a wonderful dedication and determination and serving the Srila Prabhupada and the Supreme Lord. That is really appreciable, and it's so nice that everybody, and of course, Sachimada taking the notes, Puneet Prabhu and Machimada working together to put that together so everybody knows that what is going on. And it's so nice. So let's thank all of you saying Haribol 3 times. Haribol.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol. Haribol.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So I also, hear from Vaisheshika Prabhu. And one thing when we had in the management meeting, one thing we came up with the suggestion that we need to have a monthly Sankirtan. What it means by a monthly Sankirtan is that we invite like a senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada or senior devotees. They just speak about the glories of book distribution or Sankirtan. So I just wanted to also put here as a topic to discuss today. Second thing, Divyesh Prabhu also suggests that, we need to bring that Bhagavatam sets, we need to put it in such a way that it should be very attractive. That's the second thing we need to talk. Third thing is that, we are getting, I got an email from one of the person. He is actually trying to donate us around 25-30 Bhagavad Gita books. So probably we can coordinate that as well at today's topic. Fourth thing is actually everybody please update our Sankirtan and Sankirtan scores so that in the WhatsApp group, so that we know that how many books are, we are delivering, how many books are we are, distributing. So what is our target and how we can achieve more and more. So this is the topic to discuss today. So I would humbly open this to you all, and please come up with your suggestions so that we can discuss. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for joining. Very nice.
Prabhuji, I had one question, and then I'll discuss about the Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita. For the first question that I had, right, is in regards to like for the people whose phone numbers that they give maybe the wrong phone number, but they do provide an email address. Is there a email script that we have that we email or to reach out to them or no?
Probably not. I think we discussed this. One reason the email. I mean, people less nowadays. The WhatsApp phone number. Nowadays, it's not that effective. That even if you send an email, they just just look at it and just ignorant or just ignore it. I don't know how that much effective. I don't know how everybody else think about it. Sending the email out.
I would ignore it, Prabhuji. You're right about it. Yeah. There's like so much coming in,
Yeah.
And if somebody calls, for courtesy's sake, you will and especially if it's from a temple devotee or like a devotee, you would talk, not to be rude, you won't put the phone down. But email, you're like, okay, you're not face to face with it. Like phone also, you're not face to, but you want to be respectful. So if somebody calls, you want to at least listen to them. But email, I would just go ahead and delete.
I mean, the chances are, like Mataji pointed out, it's just, on a phone, you can get immediate response of the person you're talking to.
We can't hear you, Puneet.
We can't hear you, Prabhuji. It's very low.
I'm sorry. So no, I was talking about. You hear me now? Better?
No, little better.
Still low.
Yeah.
Okay. Now?
Same.
Same?
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second. I'll put my headphones on. No, I was just better now?
I mean, you are using the headphone or something?
Now I am using the headphone.
You're on the phone or computer?
Phone.
Okay.
Actually, this is a phone.
I see. Okay.
My thing is because whenever there's a phone call comes in between, there's probably an issue. Let me
maybe a little louder, maybe then.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute.
Prabhuji, by the time, Prabhuji, do we have the Bhagavad Gita, pocket Bhagavad Gita in Gujarati? Because today I got a call from Chicago that Prabhuji, which I mailed a Bhagavad Gita box last time.
It's better,
Yeah. No, I was just saying what Sachi Mataji, I was just seconding what Sati Mataji said, that it's easier to get a person's response on the phone and, get his feedback. Then it's email coming to a person, and then maybe for us, when you view that email, yes, you get a little conscious, you get to, you read the content maybe, but after a certain time you forget, and, you won't take necessarily any action. So the chances are to get a response of the person and, be more interactive is higher on a phone. We all know that.
I agree with you, because of on earlier days, what was happening, there was no other communication. Email was the main communication. Everybody was keen on getting the email and replying it. Now everything is on the WhatsApp. Everybody is even least bothered about this email, things. I don't know, but that people have and so many things, right? WhatsApp and this messages is actually taken out pretty much everybody's time. I think at least it's according to the study, it says that 2-3 hours everybody spends on the WhatsApps every day.
I mean, it could still be a passive mode of communication, but surely cannot beat phone calls.
Yeah. So, Prabhuji, I think maybe, I think phone call is better. Deviyesh Prabhu.
No, I agree. Phone call is better, but like in what I was saying was sometimes when they give the incorrect phone number, but they provide an email address that might be the correct email address. Where to Puneet Prabhuji's point, it may raise their consciousness, not raise their consciousness, but make them think. And depending on how it's worded, even though they might not respond right away, it may be in the back of their mind where even though it might not be a direct response, we might not get an immediate response. It may plant the seed for a future response.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
no, yeah, I was gonna go ahead, Prabhuji.
no, I think still we can have an option. I mean, that's not completely, really. I mean, if we don't have any other way to communicate, is it just an email? I mean, there's nothing wrong in sending out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I mean, somehow or other we can just share our past the Krishna conscious, descriptions or some messages that they can at least help in future. Who knows? Yeah, good talk.
I'll start writing, working on a email script to send out. I think I started with like a basic concept, but sometimes the wording just comes to me naturally in the morning time, and once I'm done with it, I'll send it to you to review.
Please, yeah.
And then what I was mentioning about the Bhagavatam and the Chaitanya Charitamrita is that currently in the temple, it's on the shelf towards the door, towards the back, where both of them do not get that much visibility. However, like I was mentioning to you, Shimeshwara Prabhu, is that on the table, if we place like, okay, the Bhagavad Gita, if we have one line of each language on the table, and then the Bhagavatam, maybe just the first canto in 4 different languages or 5 different languages. Same thing with the CC in 4 different 5 languages, standing up, and then the sign holders that we have placed, slightly above to give them better visibility. And then we still keep the books that are there, which is like, I think a set of 4 for $40, 4 or 5 books. Because currently those are, from what I saw, they take up a lot of space. But I think that if we have like first with the Bhagavad Gita, as many, well, not as many, but at least 6-7 languages, 1 line of each, then followed by the Bhagavatam, followed by the CC, and then Nectar of Devotion. Then the books that are there, the set of 4 or 5 that are like $40-50, to give the Bhagavatam and the CC better visibility. I think it may make it more presentable as well. What do the other devotees think?
I think if the shelf space allows you, yes, but having the same book for different languages, because normally devotee would ask, I mean, anybody interested would ask if we have in different languages, and I think that's known across the most of the visitors, that we keep books in different languages. So, like I said, if the shelf space allow, then maybe same book in different language, but otherwise, I would keep this practice of keeping either English or some common language book out, and then have the person ask you for a regional language.
Right, but I'm suggesting that we place it on the table, because right now it's on the shelf towards the back of the temple, where the Bhagavatam and the CC, they do not get that much visibility. But
yeah, sure.
The table that we have, where we have, I think it's a set of 5 books that are $40, 4 or 5 books. Those take up a majority of the space on the table. So like, bring the Bhagavatam and the CC there, and then still keep the 4 or 5 books that are $40 there, but maybe just make maybe 1 row or maybe 2, and then the rest will go on that shelf, which is where the Bhagavatam and the CC are. So that way we could bring,
Yeah, I think right. I think it's a matter of rearranging that, and giving exposure for most of the books is good than just having one set of books, so many that it's all taking the space there on the table. So definitely more exposure, more books out for people to see.
Yeah.
And that should be the idea.
Yep. That works well. I mean, I think earlier one marketing technique, more you present, more can go. Yeah. Yeah. So I think probably on Saturday we can do that. Probably we can. Will be coming also, Project Vish Prabhu? Come in the morning, Saturday morning sometimes if you have, so that we can have some nice association, nice way that we can put everything nicely and if you have some time.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have just quick question.
Yeah.
Do we have pocket Bhagavad Gita in Gujarati?
Don't think
10.
so.
We don't?
Pocket means a small one, right? Very small.
Small, yeah. They can carry while traveling or something.
We do have that, the small, I mean, we do have the $5 one. That is actually not the big one. I think it's a little, what is called, this.
Can you send me the picture if you have, so that I can just send him if he is.
Example. I think let me check 1 minute. Maybe it's on the internet. I may have.
Yeah, it's not very big, Mataji. Maybe you can,
They can carry, right, with them?
They can carry. It's
Yeah.
not like pocket, but you can still, encourage them if they want. It's not that big.
Okay. So, Mataji, do you have picture of that? Do you have picture?
I can try to find online, Mataji.
Okay.
And I'll send you, or else in the temple Saturday. But yeah, without the one that like which is not hard bound, and the little smaller size than the actual Bhagavad Gita.
Okay.
Yeah, let
and
me
it
see.
was good. Yeah, it was good idea, Prabhuji. We kept the books on the shelf. Yesterday I was in Rajbhog Seva at the temple, so a lot of devotees, they came and they just got their language Bhagavad Gita and then portable that temple. So and this is a good thing, like we have link there. They can pay directly or they can put in the donation box, so it's good. So I like that idea actually.
Very nice. Yeah. Yeah. So that, I was looking for the books. Yeah. We'll send. Nida Mataji will send you, Mataji.
Sure, Prabhuji. Nita Mataji just sent me so that I can send to him, and if he's ready to take it, I had to mail it to him. He's in Chicago.
But Gujarati picture, I don't know. Prabhuji, we have Gujarati.
No, picture doesn't matter if it is in Gujarati language, but the size. Just wanted to check the size, if he's okay with that size.
We may have to check in our stock, Mataji. I think.
Okay.
Not sure whether we have the Gujarati version.
But we can get it, Prabhuji, later. Like.
Yeah, we can try to get it later. Yeah, BBT may have. We have to see it.
So accordingly, then I will just tell him. So when can we manage that? Okay then. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Wonderful. Yeah, the other thing is actually, so let's focus on, let's put some thoughts on how we can, during this time. I think still we need to be a little careful whether we are not, I don't know whether we are ready yet to go out and distribute books. What do you all think? What do you all suggest on that end? COVID is a concern, but at the same time, is there any suggestions other than?
I'm okay, Prabhuji. I'm open to do that.
Going out?
Yeah, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay.
Especially in these stressful times, I think it will be good if we can go out and try to distribute, right?
Yeah, but also we need to be careful on the COVID.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not sure about how people would take it at this point, but unless it's, for sure it's a heavily Indian community or, something like people are more receptive.
So Prabhuji, in open areas, like not somebody's house, but open areas, public places, it's okay, right? If we...
Oh, okay. I was taking it differently. I don't know what Mr. Prabhuji meant. Is that doing
that's what I meant. Open, going out to the open, and
like
in front of a store. You just you just put a table, keep a distance.
Right. Sorry, that is fine. Yes.
All the sanitization, keep mask.
Not door to door.
Not to door.
Okay.
Not a person in very close proximity or anything. Just keep the distance and put a table. And if anybody comes and talk, at least that can be possible, and not interacting with much people and open air. But I think one thing, everybody got vaccination. That one thing I wanted to check.
Yeah, Prabhu, I'm double vaccinated.
You are double vaccinated. But Nida Mataji?
So over 1 month. And later on, I had a question to ask after everyone has given the vaccination reply.
Nida Mataji, did you get the vaccination?
Not yet, Prabhuji.
Yeah, then you should be extremely careful, Mataji.
Yeah. Actually, Prabhuji, we got like 2-3 months back, family emergency, we had to go to India. So that time we got COVID. So it was not major.
You already had a COVID.
Yeah, it was not major, but 2-3 days we had. So I tested negative, but then I had fever and my family members had it. So I knew that it is COVID only.
Mm-hmm.
So, that way have some antibodies, but not vaccinated.
Also, you're right. But also, there are COVID variant also. That's kind of worrying. But we need to be careful. That's the first, healthy, safety is our main concern also. So, what I meant all is actually is there instead of, I think probably we can wait more, maybe, a couple more. US is better now. I think New Jersey, there was, only 3,000 cases all over the New Jersey, not like earlier. But in certain other states, it may, they may have, but we are not completely free from it. So still we need to be careful in all respect because of COVID variant is there. COVID variant 1, variant 2, I'm hearing a lot of things. So it's always better to be very careful, always mask. And, even if we have something, we may not show it. It may be asymptomatic, but, we can give it to others, those who are not, didn't take, vaccination or something. We should be, in both cases, we should be careful. Yeah, is there any other way that we can, like, maybe that's, like, phone call is one way that I agree. Maybe like any other way other than
Prabhuji, there's something called direct mailers, which is direct marketing. It'll all depend on what's the universe size. But before I get into that, of course there are costs and all that, and we can discuss how much it will cost and what returns we can expect from that cost that we incur. Prabhuji had mentioned earlier, Divyesh Prabhu, of writing something. Is it email? I thought email is not being done, some script or something. I'm not sure what. I missed that part.
Yeah,
we are not doing emails, right? We are not doing
actually,
email.
No, actually what Prabhuji was mentioning, so we have a lot of contacts. They didn't give us any phone number or anything, but they just gave us just an email. So in that case, because we don't have any other way to contact, but just an email. So in that case, maybe we can send an email about, what we are doing and all those things. But just a general mail about the temple and what they're doing. And if you're interested, we have these books, and please let us know. Something like that.
Right, and I would write a script similar to how I wrote one for the telephone script, but it would be made for email purposes.
Prabhu, you're just to get an understanding, Divyesh Prabhu, you're in the direct marketing or you're in the advertising. What background is this from? When you say you're making the script?
I'm in IT, but I've read some books on marketing, so I get ideas somehow. I have an interest, I guess, in business marketing, because I guess I'm Patel Gujarati, so it's in our blood, more or less, business. So I don't know how, it's just natural for me to be, I can't explain how, but these ideas just come to me. But it's naturally just an interest for me to like business, growing businesses, marketing ideas. Well, originally, I guess before IT, my father had a business, so I used to work with him, help him. Then for maybe 12, 13 years, I was in sales. Then I have a long history, but in marketing, sales. But then then I joined IT. But so like similar to, have you seen the telephone script that I?
Yeah, that's why I asked you this thing, Prabhu, because I'll tell you two issues, and I say this in all humility.
Right.
I have 35 years background in sales marketing, and especially in what you call cold calling. From cold calling across a variety, from the C-suite to a line and a staff manager, and also in direct marketing with the largest direct marketing agency in the world called American List Council, ALC, here in Princeton. There are two issues, Prabhu. One is cold calling it's almost a science now, and it almost guarantees you what they call a call to action. So that is number one. But for that, there is something on the jargon which they call universe. Universe is nothing but the number of suspects. Suspect is a person whom you think is a potential buyer of your product or service, but till such time he's not qualified into a prospect. Prospect means he has the attributes to be a buyer. So there is a certain way of how you go through that whole thing. And for each stage, there is a particular, how do you say, buttons that need to be pressed. And the script only becomes a framework. However, the person who's doing the call, who's making the call, actually, he or her, it's going to be more of a flow. But as long as you hit on these buttons of how you get the person's attention, his interest, you create a desire, and then call to action, and so on and so forth. So there is one way of doing is telephone. The other way of doing is through email. Email has the lowest call to action response. Typically, it is about 0.5%. 0.5%. So if you have 200 people whom you send email to, less than one, you'd be really lucky if they reply. And that works. However, it's the cheapest, and that works the best when you have a large universe, number of people you're trying to reach out to. Otherwise, don't waste your time. Otherwise, it's just on if you're lucky, you'll get something out of it. The other way is through where you have direct mailing, where actually a letter goes out. That has a little better response rate. Usually it could be anywhere between 1 to 3, 4, 5%. But the way the letter is scripted, the type of stationery which is used, in our house, every one of us gets junk mail, and junk mail is just torn and thrown away. You don't even bother opening it. But if you have something, there are some mails which you'll open it. So from that, it comes down to the, you could literally today get a list of people in New Jersey who are looking for spiritual books. Literally, it's come down to that level of granularity. But of course, that would cost more. So if you're looking from our contact, ICNJ people have filled a contact form, and there is a phone but no email, or vice versa, or there is a residential address but neither phone or whatever is that mix which you have. The biggest challenge which I see is the universe is very small. I don't know how many we have. What's the count? Is it 5,000, 10,000 names that we're targeting? So this in that scale of scheme seems to be very, very less, which where Divyesh Prabhu's ideas, the affordability of putting that across. The only thing which we need to keep in mind is once you make a contact with a person, depending what that contact is, whether it becomes memorable, positively you hope, or it becomes negative. Sometimes it could be negative also. The person won't forget you for something you said or something which upset him or something like that. So from that perspective, if you make a list and you draw it down to what the count is going to drive everything, whether it's your phone script, whether it's your direct mailing script, whether it is your email script. So if the universe is not very large, we could afford to take risks / creative, get creative, move away from whatever is it's a science, it's no longer an art. It's literally a science where you can predict with a fair degree of certainty that these many people will get to you. And like I said, ideally, we'd like to know who's interested in buying Bhagavad Gita, who's interested in Vedic literature, who are the buyers of Vedic literature in New Jersey. And these things are there, available for a cost. And there are companies, list managers, and list brokers who will compile these lists for you. And you could get down to the granularity saying women, you could get down to Caucasians buying Vedic literature, students studying Vedic literature. In Rutter College, they have these different courses and credits which kids get. So all that information is available, but then it comes at a cost. So if you take all these things into consideration, then it gets to be a little, I think it would be a little systematic. Otherwise, effort will be put in, and we are not really sure of what the results are. But somehow